And I'm not actually a photographer, but why I'm here is because of this topic, which is like light and shadows, which is like very personal to me. And as a digital artist, I've been using it. And today's topic is how light creates mood and emotion. So uh, I don't know, in day-to-day life, how much do we think about light? Like, but light is so important. It's a the darkness is always there. It's the absence of the light we cannot see things. Like, why we can see each other or other objects around is because of the light. The light falls on something and it's visible to us. So that's a very general way to look at it. But if we can play with light and shadow, it can create different moods and different emotions around. And when I talk about emotions, there are many ways to express our emotions. But as you guys are here in this workshop, I'm sure like you are very much interested in photography and want to share your emotions and mood through photography, as it says, like storytelling through photography. Yeah. So you guys want to say something through your photographs. Like as a Thanka painter, my way to express my emotions and my mood is through my artwork. So there are different ways. So in photography, light is very important. Okay, I'm going to share the screen. Okay, can you guys see it? Yep. So how light creates emotion in photography. And at the end of the day, there's only one reason why people like good photos. It's simply concept, foundation, and for all photography, emotion. And to succeed in all this, what we need is like, you guys have been learning about composition and other stuff that Gurme and other participants have been telling you. But what's very important is light. Light has extraordinary power to create emotions in a photo. And most of the professional photographers use so many lights to, bring in emotions and the message they want to portray. So today we will be covering this subject, how light creates emotion in photography. So there are different type of lights. And every light has a different quality. Like there is dark light, there is bright light, there's high contrast, there's low contrast, and there's direction of light. So first I'll talk about dark light. So dark light is when you look at a picture, like I think you guys can unmute and tell me, what do you see when you look at this picture? I want to like anyone wants to express what they're feeling.
I would like to.
Yes, please.
Okay, I see there like the waves, like or the tides of the oceans. They have something like current. The light, which attracts my first view, like the light in the waves.
Okay. Okay, in this dark light, you see, there's not like enough of brightness. There is no like harsh light. Everything is so dark in there. It's very mysterious kind of feeling. When I look at this, it gives me a feeling that a dragon might, fly up from above or something like that. That mystical feeling it has, this light. So if we move down, so it is used for moody portraits, powerful landscapes, as you can see, it's very powerful. And this is a very popular light, and it represents powerfulness. It's very refined and it's very intense. And then so the next one is bright light. So you see, when you look at bright light, everything is like so light up, and it gives you a feeling of happiness. Like suddenly it gives you a feeling of happiness. And so emotions of bright light are optimistic, airy, light, and gentle. So far, like if you want to express your emotions, you can just might have started to feel how with light you might connect. Some might connect with bright light, Some might connect with the dark light. And then we have another light, which is called high contrast. So contrast and brightness is very like magical thing in photography or any other thing. It's like contrast. It looks like black and white, playing with each other in harmony. So as here is a chart, it's not always like black and white. There's something in between also, like there's gray, yeah, and then there's light gray, and that creates contrast. Contrast is not always like totally black and totally bright. We sometimes try to edit our pictures, like we just increase the contrast and increase the brightness, but we don't pay attention like where is that middle or subtle balance of it. So, and the emotions of high contrast are they're dramatic. It's very loud. It's very vibrant because you see like black and white kind of thing, and it's punchy and sharp. So if you want to express something very bold, like you want that message to be loud and clear. So this is one of those lights we can use. And then the fourth one is low contrast. So low contrast is like just few minutes or half an hour ago, it was very low contrast around, because of the clouds. So in low contrast, you have this diffused light, like there's no direct light source. So for our planet, the direct light source is sun. Like it's very harsh, and even when you turn on a light bulb in your room, it is a very strong light source. But you can diffuse it with like a paper or something, and it creates low contrast. As you can see in this image, it has its own kind of feeling. It's not speaking out loud or like telling out like very harsh feeling. It just has that peaceful kind of feeling. You can just keep staring at it for long enough, and there's no message it wants to portray. It's just peacefulness. So this is like and emotions of low contrast are like gentle, soft, quiet, and muted. So these are emotions. And the fifth one is direction of light. This is a very like personally, I like direction of light. Like you play with the light. You can place a light to your right side of the face or the left side of the face, or if you place a light like below your face, it creates different kind of emotions. So I'll show you something that I have worked with. Okay. So some of you might have seen this work before. So this is a painting I created in my mind, thinking of a photograph, thinking as a photographer. So how it is happening here is like, so there is one direction of the light from here, as you can see, and it's falling on the face. And on the other hand, you see it's creating shadow. So this part is in shadow. So you see both brightness and contrast, how much dramatic feel it is giving it. And if you look at it like, okay, I've turned it into black and white. Now it's more clear. You see, only thing you see is brightness and contrast, like light and shadow. There's no color now. Yeah. Can you guys see? I mean, okay. So even to play with it more, see, now it shows exactly where the light is hitting. So you still see light and shadow. So as you play with these light and shadow thing, it creates different kind of mood around the image you have taken. See, like I'll decrease the contrast, it creates different mood. But if I increase, it creates a different kind of mood. And now it's very strong. Yeah. So getting back to the colored one. Okay. So there's only one direction and there's no other lights also. It creates a very dramatic feel. And so far, so we have covered like 5 different kinds of light: dark light, bright light, high contrast, no contrast, and direction of light. So I've seen like the pictures you guys have taken in last few weeks and days. Some of them are really nice, and I've selected few of them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look at them and review like what kind of light it is like expressing, and it might help you to understand the kind of light you connect with. Like so far, I've like given you 5 different kinds of light examples. So I'm sure like every one of like each one of you might connect with a different kind of contrast or light or whatever. And once you understand which one you connect with, it will be very easy for you to express your emotions and your mood, you know. So one, and you don't actually sometimes, for me, like I personally like directional light, and that's why I created Padma Sambhava to painting, But for some of you, you might like 2, 3 different kind of lights, and it can you can express your mood in 3 different ways. So first image is of Anukhatka. I really like this image. I'll open it with Photoshop. Okay. It has this very like high contrast, I'll say. If I turn this into black and white, you see this silhouette happening. Where I hope you guys understand silhouette. Silhouette is just like absence of light. You can just see that there are buildings, but you cannot actually see it in detail. You can just feel that the shape is there, the silhouette is there, and you have this gray area. And this goes with like, for me, it is high contrast, This is high contrast one. It's very dark here, and then you have this empty space, and it creates its own kind of mood. So I would like to ask Anu Khatka, like when she looks at this image, what does uh, he she is feeling about it? Okay, first I'll just like put here it in color. So what are you feeling about this image? Like when you took it, like what were your emotions and that mood, or if you are trying to like express some kind of mood, what it is?
Like like in a dark मा पनि यहाँ चाहिँ different kind of colors देखिरहेको छ के. So it feels like very calm, like and alone, empty type of feeling.
Okay. And when I turn it into black and white, now what do you feel?
It feels blank, so scary. Like nothing came to my mind. Like I feel like the ended all, like everything is like end हुन्छ नि सबै कुरा चाहिँ like end भयो जस्तो like feel हुन्छ.
Okay. So you see, this is the power of light and shadow. It's a very small example, and when we just take out color, what there is only light and absence of light, But every image has its own kind of mood, So as Anu was saying that it feels like she can see some colors and there's some darkness here. So what I feel from this image, what kind of emotion I'm getting here is like, okay, when I look at this darker area buildings, it's like, okay, we are having those dark kind of feelings or going through something, but then the colors are giving us some kind of hope, that this will be over kind of feeling. And then tomorrow will be a sunny day or something, you know, that's what I'm feeling with it. It's a high contrast one, and it as I mentioned, it has really deep emotions in it, you know, very deep. But when we turn it into black and white, those deep emotions, like it's a little bit subtle for me, like for as she is feeling scary looking at this, and but for me I feel like, you know, a memory of past, a very calm, like calmness in this, because it's not now too ekdamai dark and there's color to resonate. It's dark and there's a little bit of gray also, you know, so it gives me that calmness and like stability kind of feeling. So it depends on each of us, like how we connect with light and shadow and what kind of mood it creates. And okay, so there's another image here. I really like this one. Mangoes. So this is a really nice picture. It has like light, it has shadow, it has color, you know. So it comes like in under uh, high contrast. It's not dark contrast, it's high contrast, because there's a lack of brightness here. You know, all you see is green and then dark green and black area. Even we can make this more dramatic to express our emotions if we play with brightness and contrast. You see, this is too much. So somewhere in between, if you play with it, you can, now you see the colors are more vibrant compared to, and your image is more alive than before, you know. So maybe now the mangoes are giving you a feeling of little bit like, you know, freshness, or a little bit of like happiness, because when you look at mangoes or fruits, you know, automatically our nature is like, oh yeah, so yummy or something, you know. Now it's creating that power to it. So these images, like I've just edited a little bit, but when you are taking a picture and you are playing with light and shadow, you can play with the settings in your cell phone. You know, there's small slider which can like increase the brightness and the contrast. So whenever you are taking a picture, I'll suggest you to play with that and see if it connects with your emotions. And later we can get to editing, you know, like about it. So these are really nice pictures, Anu Katkatu. And I'll move on to the other ones. And let's see which one, which like of the participant connects with which light. So Anu Khatka, I feel you connect with like high contrast one. And as we explored before, so high contrast, you see, it's like the emotions of high contrast are, see, dramatic, loud, vibrant, punchy, and sharp. So those two images, I feel like it connects very well with these ones. And next is Chimedolka. Okay, I really like this image, you know, it has that very subtle kind of light falling. There's mist, there's contrast, there is color, but nothing is like too loud. When I say too loud, it's like, you know, it's not like, oh, there's too much of brightness, or too much of contrast, and or too much of colors. So this image connects very well with low contrast. You see, even in this image, low contrast, there's nothing that's asking for attention. It's very subtle feeling. And the emotions of low contrast is gentle, soft, quiet, and muted, you know. So I feel all of that here, like it's gentle, it's quiet, and it's soft. And even with this, if we try to play a little bit, you see, now it's more like lively. It's still muted but lively. and now it's more dramatic. See how just brightness and contrast just change the emotion of this picture. It's now, if I increase the contrast more, it's not that muted anymore. And if we decrease the contrast, it's back to that muted part. So I really like this image. Like why I'm doing like playing with brightness and contrast is to tell you guys that when you are taking a picture, you might be in a certain mood, like, and when you come back home, you can edit it and change the emotion and the mood of that picture, to express. So I really like this image, and you see like how much difference after editing it creates. Like first it's very muted, it's good, it's nice, but now it's more lively. And this comes under low contrast. And let's look at your another picture. Some technical glitch. And again, this picture is really nice. Okay. So even in this picture, I see contrast, I see colors, but nothing is asking for too much attention. And it has really nice color combination happening here. You can see like the fire represents like the warmth, and then there's some greens, and then there's some grays. So there are cool tones and warm tones, and it has a very nice feeling. And again, this comes under low contrast, a low contrast one, and it has very muted and subtle feeling. So I think I want to know, when you were taking these pictures, what kind of emotions or mood you were in. Can you tell me something about it?
So in the first picture, the before one, what I was feeling is it was in Darjeeling side. So the weather was always very foggy type, and just outside our home, and it was very calming. Just a walk through it, just a walk through the jungles, through the trees, made me feel very calm. Like just it felt like an escape from the daily chaos in like Kathmandu city. So it was kind of like an escape and a calmness in this one. And in the other one, just seeing the waste materials being burned on the side of the road, I kind of try to match it with my theme, which is like, who am I? So in Western countries, like burning waste materials is not that used or practiced these days. So through this picture, I just wanted to show that how people in our places still dispose the waste in by burning.
Okay. So looking at these two pictures, okay, you have your message clear about the garbage and the burning issues we have, but also the kind of environment and the kind of that diffused light it has. It has given it low contrast. It's very muted, but the message is loud and clear. This picture is not asking for too much attention with like very harsh contrast or harsh light. It's muted, but you can look at this picture for very long, very long, and you might feel at peace, and it also has a message. So it's really nice. And another one is this one that I've picked up. So this picture comes under bright light. Bright light is always like giving you a feeling of happiness, freedom, that airy feeling. So this is a really nice picture. The colors are nice and the frame is nice. And even with this, we can like play with the See, I've just increased the contrast back. So that these are. So I'll move on to our next participant, Chimelamo. I like this picture. It has empty space. It has praying flags, and there's obviously a water tank. And this is a picture of no contrast. It's very muted. It right now when you look at it, it's very muted. Yeah. So I would like to ask Chime Dolkar, like, oh, sorry, Chime Lamo, tell me more about this picture. Like, what is she feeling about this?
Like when I click this picture, like the story behind it is like the sky was very gloomy, but like it was not raining. So I related it to myself, because like whenever, like if I'm sad as well, like I won't cry easily. So like I was relating this sky to myself, like it was gloomy, but then it was not raining.
Okay, cool. So yeah, it has that feeling of sadness, as I can say, you know, and it's so your message is like I can feel that message is clear, but now I can change the emotions and the mood of this picture a little bit. So now I've increased a little bit of brightness. I feel it's less sad now, and if I increase the contrast, now it's giving me a feeling of hope. You know, I can feel some hope here, and if I decrease the contrast back, it's again that giving me that sadness kind of feeling. And so you have taken a picture which you wanted to like represent like your sadness or that kind of emotion, but still, you know, within that picture you can still like change the mood and emotion. So why I'm playing with this brightness and contrast is to just give you a hint that, you know, it's not always like mostly what we do if we want to post a picture, you know, this picture looks very like less, there's very less light, it's not that vibrant and this and that. We just increase all the filters and we post it, you know, but we don't really pay attention to what's how it's changing the mood, you know. So what's happening here, when I increase the brightness, you can see the clouds a little bit there, you know, but if I fully increase it, you cannot see cloud. It turns into like a white background, you know, and then now it does not gives me that sadness kind of feeling. It's just like there's a little bit of hope. So your picture also comes under low contrast, which is like again the quality of low contrast is muted, subtle, and that. But also you are able to express your emotion without being very loud about it. And another picture is this one. So I want you guys to pay attention, like how each and everyone is trying to express their emotions through different. I mean, so when they took this picture, they had something in their mind, but now when we include like different kind of lights and contrast, how it changes its emotion. So tell me more about this picture, please.
So like this picture, like this keychain was gifted to me by my auntie, and then it was a special to me. And also like uh, I am a big fan of Naruto. Like I watched this anime, and then like this make me happy. So like I click this picture.
Okay, so here you are talking about happiness, and the good thing about it is that the picture is very in bright light, and bright light, as I mentioned before, represent joyfulness and happiness, But if I decrease the contrast a little bit and the brightness little bit, now you can see the texture of the curtains are here. Can you guys see it? Yeah. If I turn it off, it's there, but it looks flat. The image looks flat, but now it has created that depth. And when I say depth, now the picture is more lively. Depth is like you can see the keychain Naruto there, and you can see the texture and the what you call the curtain. So you can now differentiate, okay, what's happening, and it's very airy. There's no direct light, or like it's not like that low contrast and this and that. But now the emotions of this picture. So this is how you took it. Yeah. So after we edited it a little bit, now it's like it's expressing your emotion and mood more. Yeah. So this is the magic of bright light, and when it's bright light, when you're taking a picture, like you have to make like a little bit careful. Like as I said, you can use that option when you're taking a picture to increase and decrease contrast and try to see how it creates different mood. Okay. So these are two images I really liked posted by you, and it goes well with your emotion as you have expressed. And I think you connect with low contrast and bright light. So there are two sides of you. In one you're trying to express sadness, and one you're trying to express happiness. So as I said before, like you can connect with different kind of lights and different kind of emotions. So next is Dawa Doma. Okay, this is a very dramatic picture. Okay, tell me, Dawa please, about this picture.
So this picture is first picture that I uploaded in Adelaide group. So it's my first picture. So at that time, I didn't thought, no, I didn't read it with my team as well. So at that time, I didn't make any. I didn't. Yeah. I didn't use any that
Technicality.
elements. So I just took it with normal camera. So at that time, weather was like gloomy. Sun was there, but it was covered up by the cloud. So I took this picture just by turning my marble upside down.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was, I thought that it was kind of creative for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of feeling are you getting from this image, like when you look at it?
So I took these pictures in the morning. So I was happy because it was my first picture. Okay. And first picture. So, I was feeling excited and I was happy, really happy for the day.
Okay. So you think this represents happiness and excitement for you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's see. So I think this picture comes under direction of light, because when I say direction of light, there's one direction the light is coming from, and that direction is the sun. We can see the sun there, yeah, and then the light is falling down, and it's falling on your curtains. Falling here, you see there's some reflection, and here is some shadow, and this is the light source. So this is one direction, that's how I see it. It's a nice picture, and That's, but we just play with a little bit of brightness and darkness. If we look at it like this, it gives me a sense of, again, hope, you know. Why I say hope is like, it's like sometimes we are very like stuck in a situation and we are looking for something that might take us out of it, you know, and the contrast here is like our that mood, representation of that mood, I feel like, and only this part is light up and it's kind of hope, you know, like I feel like. So for me now, after editing it a little bit, the emotions have changed a little bit, you see, suddenly. Can you like feel that? Yeah. First, you took this picture in the morning because you were excited and you wanted to like showcase, like maybe you felt happy, but what I see here is like it gives me like we are looking for some kind of hope, you know, like looking outside the window, the light is falling on the curtain and there's this contrast, but everything is dark. The only this part is light. So it's like sometimes we are looking for someone to save us from something, you know, that kind of feeling I'm getting it. So this comes under high contrast, and let's see what high contrast says about this. So emotions of high contrast, as I said, dramatic, vibrant, punchy, sharp, and loud. So I see it a very dramatic picture here. It's very dramatic. There's like lots of things happening in this picture. So this is what I feel about this picture. And another picture I like of yours is this, because these two creates different kind of emotions. Tell me about this picture. Like what kind of emotion you feel?
So since I love plantation, so I really love plantation, and so when I see plants, I feel alive and content. And so it's like when there's a plant and it's dying, so then you put the water, then it's come alive again. So yeah, so plants really gives me hope and happiness.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this image comes under bright light, and qualities of bright light is again like joyfulness, happiness, the one thing you're looking for. And we can create it more happy looking by just increasing a little bit of brightness and contrast, not too much. So now it's more lively, you see, just a little bit of editing and it changes. So you can see your message when you took this picture and the feeling you are having, it's still there, but now it's more, when I edit a little bit, it's more visible, you know, that happiness, and now it's very loud. Before it felt like it can come under low contrast also, like, you know, very muted. Everything is so subtle, but now it's like changed to bright light. So these two images I really liked, and these two different images express your different emotions. I hope after like talking to you about this, maybe it has changed your idea a little bit about like how you look at this image, you know, and maybe you will be able to understand your emotion or mood through these two different images, maybe. Okay, so these are really nice pictures. And now I'll move on to next one, Kalsang Wangchuk. He has taken some dramatic pictures. Okay, Kalsang Wangchuk, tell us about this picture.
This photo literally shows the side of my friendship side. Me and my friends will like to see, sorry. This picture literally shows about the happiness and the love and joy of being with the perfect people who are my friends, and this is a this shows the how I feel about the feel about being with the friends.
Okay. Okay, so this shows how you feel about being with friends, but okay, that's when you say about that, maybe it's because you went there with friends and you took this picture when your friends were there, you know, and you have a memory of being with them. And when you look at this picture, it reminds you of that. But me or any other participant, when they look at it, we cannot see that memory there, you know, so we might connect with it in a different way. So as a storytelling workshop, if you have to tell a story through this photograph and you say that it shows a like joyfulness and you were there with your friends, it's your memory, but I think somehow it does not connect with it because either there should be your friends and then we can see, oh wow, you know, your memory, you had good time with friends. But for me, what I look at here is a very dramatic clouds and there's like mountains in the space. What I feel here is like there's some green. It has that peaceful vibes, like the storm is over and everything is like now going to be fine, you know, that kind of feeling I'm getting from it. Like, okay, the now it's I think it's sunset time, so you know, finally the storm is over, now we can relax, some kind of that feeling. And I think this image comes under uh, there are two different, it's like I think it comes under direction of light, because you see a sun, so I can tell you where the direction of light it's coming from here. And there's also high contrast. Two things are happening in this image. So if we go back and check again, emotions of high contrast, as I said, dramatic, loud, vibrant, punchy, sharp. It has all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 qualities. You know, it's dramatic, very loud because of the clouds, and very dramatic because of the clouds. It's vibrant because of the green and the sun, and then very punchy because of this. So it goes under that. And I also feel it has this direction of light feeling because there's sun. And direction of light actually does not represent any, like, I mean, kind of emotion, but you can just tell where the light is coming from, and then it just gives you that kind of feeling. So I think, yeah, what I feel from this image is that kind of vibes that, okay, you know, the bad times are over and the good things are coming. You can see the green and the sky clearing up. So this is what I'm feeling with this image. And if we try to increase the brightness a little bit more, it's now a little less dramatic. See, and this was your image before. It's a little darker, speaking less, but if we increase the contrast, a little bit of brightness, now it's more dramatic. It's now it feels like the storm was like very much stronger, you know, like we fought something strong and we won that battle kind of feeling, and now good days are coming again. Now the emotion and the mood is more clear and powerful, I'll say. So this is your picture, and after editing a little bit, you can see it's more powerful. So we can, I saw something in this image, a kind of emotion, but now after editing it a little bit, now I think we are more able to express it loudly. And another image see here, but this is a black and white picture. Tell me about this picture, please.
Sorry, हिंदी ना लग रहा.
Yeah.
ये जो फोटो है ना वो मैंने तब खींचा था जब मैं मेरे फ्रेंड लोग के साथ था. वो मैं यूजुअली तो इंडिया में रहता हूँ ना 10 मंथ जैसा इंडिया में रहता हूँ और सिर्फ 2 महीने के लिए नेपाल आता हूँ ना, इसलिए मुझे नेपाल के बारे में ज़्यादा कुछ सिर्फ बहुत ही रहा कि मालूम है. और मैं और मेरा फ्रेंड गया था नीचे, क्या बोलते हैं वो तमिल है ना वो जगह. That gives me the feeling of being with friends. Some of my group means जो लोग है ना मेरा teammates है वो लोगों को बताएं कि मैं usually I call myself a friendaholic who really wants to be with the friends. इसलिए मैं जो कुछ भी करता हूँ सब कुछ फ्रेंड के साथ ही करता हूँ ना. वो घूमने जाता है और कुछ खाने जाता है, सब कुछ फ्रेंड के साथ करता हूँ मैं. इसलिए this picture gives me the feeling of being with the friends. Like you can see those two boys are clicking for photos of each other, and that gives the feeling of I'll be there for you type na. इसलिए thank you.
Okay, one thing I like about this picture is like it's black and white, and black and white is always connected with the memory now. Like in the previous picture also you said like you are with friends and you have that kind of feeling, but the message was not that clear. But in this, I find the message is a little clear because picture is like black and white, and as I said, there are these so yeah, there are these two guys who's taking a picture, and it represents friendship, and there's that building, as you said, you don't like live in Nepal for so long. So yes, there is memory here. I can see that, and I think it goes well with what you are expressing. And to make this memory a little fresh, I'll just increase a little bit of brightness. See, and decrease a little bit of contrast. So this is the picture you took. I can see few things, but you know, once we edit now, the memory is there, but it represents your mood, and your mood is like, as you said, I want to be with friends and I want to have fun and this and that. So it has that memory, and it's also very lively now. You see, it's more alive now. It's not that dramatic to express your feelings. So you're expressing your memory through a very subtle way. And what I did here was I decreased contrast, and now this picture comes under low contrast. Yeah. So when we look at what low contrast represents, again, gentle, soft, quiet, muted, you know. So we have your memory here, which is very gentle, quiet, you know, and then these two friends are like, as you said, friends are there to take care of each other, and they can only take care of each other if they are gentle with each other, you know. So now this image has that gentle feeling, you know, like, you see. But if I have to change this high contrast, see, now it looks very loud. When I say loud, it's asking for attention. You see just black and white. The gentleness feeling is gone now, but now it's more gentle. So I really like this image, and it goes really well with your mood and emotion you're trying to express. Okay. And there's another image. I'll tell me about this image, please.
ये जो इमेज है वो डायरेक्टली मैं खुद को रिप्रेजेंट करता हूँ. वो जो बच्चा है ना मेसी वाला
Okay.
बनने वाला, I represent myself as this boy as वो जो बच्चा है ना वो अपने वो कैंडी जो पिकनिक के लिए जो कुछ भी करता है ना लोगों के पीछे भागता है और लोगों को टी शर्ट को खींच के बोलता है प्लीज 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 मेरा ये खरीद लो ये वो खरीद लो कुछ करो वो जो फीलिंग है ना वो जो बच्चा और दूसरों के पीछे भागता है ना वो आई कैन रिलेट him as me
Okay.
personally. I'm from a village, and at that time we don't have proper education, so we also there and वो हमारे विलेज में था ना वो आता था वो जापानीज लोग और बाहर के लोग ट्रैकिंग के लिए आता था ना इसलिए हम भी पीछे भागता था उन लोगों के सामने जाकर कुछ दे दो पेन दे दो ऐसा वाला था ना पेन दे दो बलून दे दो ऐसा वाला तो मैं डायरेक्टली इसके साथ कनेक्ट हूँ जो इसकी सिचुएशन था ना इसलिए
Okay, nice. Okay, so this picture has contrast. I can see little high contrast. Let's try to change that a little bit. So okay, I decrease the contrast totally. When I decrease contrast, you see here that black area is gone, you know. So that dramaticness is gone. You see now the picture is more lively. This was before, now it's like that. And yeah, and let's see what happens if we turn it into black and white. Now it has given us a feeling of I feel like a memory, you know, black and white. Like as you said, you were representing your childhood. So childhood is your memory, you know. So I think maybe black and white goes well with this. And maybe a little bit of color like this. See, so you can look at it, there are colors, but also it's not enough colors to show that it's a very happy picture, you know. So it goes well with what you're expressing, like childhood. You used to live in village and you had to go behind all the tourists to get like stuff and that. So the memory is there, but the color is also there. So it goes very well with what you are representing. So these two images, last two images, I like them. And I think this one again, now it goes with low contrast, which is subtle, muted, you know. You are not like very dramatic about maybe about your memory. You're just expressing what you have been gone through. So I think your last two images goes with low contrast, and the first one was high contrast. So you can express yourself using those two different kind of lights. Okay. And now I'll move on to next one. Sonam Sherpa, I think. Still have a little bit of time, so I'll do this quickly now. I really like this image of Sonam Sherpa. Okay, Sonam Sherpa, please tell me about this image. What kind of emotion are you feeling here?
So first of all, like, nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you.
And, like, I took this picture in Tinchuli and with friends, and we were having like tea, snacks after playing futsal, and one of my friend asked that sister or auntie to like cook some like noodles or something like that, and she was doing like I personally like to like click photography. So, and then I took like this green, as you can see, like green in a background, or like this is like blur. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see it's blurry also, and there's
There's the like plants, and I like I mixed and I take support of like plant, and I
Oh,
make
okay.
like creative. I used the creative, and so I took this picture, uh, and I can relate it like how like mothers are like do hard work and do like something like that. And when I see this picture, I feel like what should I like I don't know, like something like so. That's the I
Okay.
don't feel anything, but I took this picture.
Okay, cool. So what you said about it, you used a plant to create this blur effect. So what I can feel is you were trying to have this low contrast kind of muted feeling, but there is again that high contrast thing happening there. So to help you in that, what you see, if I increase contrast, then it does not go well with what you are seeing. But if I just decrease contrast and increase brightness, it goes well with the leaf you have used, the blur leaf. And now if you look at these boxes and everything, now it's a little balanced, and previously her face was so dark and all you can see is like current and 2 p.m. box and eggs here.
Yeah.
But now your subject is there. So what I tried here is to bright light. I use bright light and I use low contrast. So bright light is expressing that, as you said, they work hard, this and that, but also they are like, like serving people, serving, and taking care of like, so that shows a little bit of happiness. And there's low contrast, which is like very muted. She's not very loud, or, she's very like, when you look at this picture, she's doing her job. She's very calm, like, so that kind of emotion I'm getting from this. So you see how this changed the emotion and the mood of this picture. So let's move on to your next picture. There's so many, so I'll use this. I think you are really good with people's faces. And okay, what is this one trying to express?
So yeah, I took this picture in Boda when I went with my grandmothers, and like actually what happened is my grandmother's watch is little have to repair it, and me and my grandmothers went to like a watch shop to repair the watch, and so she and that man was looking at the watch, and I like my eyes goes on that man, so I take out and I quickly take out my camera and I took these pictures because like as you can see the light, can you see light?
Yeah.
Yeah, light, and which create like in his hand like something like which is special, and yeah, I took this picture. Yeah.
And what kind of emotion you feel when you look at this?
Like I feel like he was surprising, or he was little and calm, like something like that, peaceful, because he is like doing his job now. That's why he might be peaceful. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what's happening here is there's a directional light, because there's light falling on his nose, on his hands, and then here it's like a little bit of contrast happening. So this is the Padmasambhava image I showed you before, something like that. Yeah. So there's like, it has that dramatic feel, there's light and shadow. And what you say, yeah, there is calmness. And also what I can feel from this image is like he is dedicated to his work. He's so much focused on it, like, so it, and his hair is gray, and we can tell that he has been doing this job for many years, and still he is like, very calm, and he is very much at peace with his job. I'm getting that kind of feeling, and the light and shadow is giving it a little bit of more dramatic feel to it. So let's see if we increase the light a little bit. You see, now that dramaticness is gone. Like now it's just like, what I feel is like, okay, a guy is working, He's fixing a job, but the emotions, I feel them very less there now. Yeah, but the way you took the picture, like this light, and light is asking you to pay attention, or like, okay, that's nose, okay, that's that, not everything is visible. So when you do that, you also like try to understand his emotions also. So that's one thing. So I'll increase brightness and to create a little bit of contrast. See, now it's picking more. Previously the picture was nice, but the light was not enough, but now it's much better. And what if we use a black and white filter on it? Let's see. See, now again it has become like a memory. Now it's not that fresh memory. You went with your grandmother there. That's a memory. And you took this picture while he was fixing that watch. So tomorrow maybe that watch is not there, but you have this picture to remind you of that, and then black and white filter or something like that does it. And if we don't have black and white, what this represent, it does not represent like memory, but it's a very fresh picture. It's very dramatic. It tells us more about his like expression. Like as we talked, he has gray hair, maybe he has been working in his shop for many years, and he's very calm and subtle. So now you can have two kind of mood here. Yeah, one is you can try to express his life through your image, like what kind of a guy, or his emotions through this image. But if you turn, like if I put on the black and white, now it does not, showcase that what it is about him. It's about you now, your memory. You see how it shifted? Yeah, so this is like something you can always play around with light and shadow. See, so light and shadows are very important, and of course colors. We will get up to this on like some other day, like black and white. We will have another topic about this, but right now I'm just showcasing how the light shadow changes your mood and what you can read from image. Yes. Okay, it's a really nice picture. Good job. Okay,
Thank you.
I'll move on to next participant, I think, because it's taking too much time. So, Tashilamu. Okay, please tell me about this picture.
This picture I took in a low exposure. The day was gloomy, cloudy.
Okay.
Yeah. About this picture, I feel like quiet or dull, like that.
Quite dull.
Yeah.
When you say quite dull, like it's your emotion you feel like, or that's what you were feeling that moment.
Yeah.
You were feeling.
That's why.
Okay, and is that what you wanted the people to see, how you were feeling that time, or is there something else you want this from this image actually?
Yeah, that's all.
That's how you want it. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you wanted that, I think it should have gone with low contrast. So for that, it's a little difficult in this image because one thing is there are clouds which are dark.
Yeah.
There's a very strong light here. And then there is contrast here, I mean, when you said you wanted to, like, you are expressing that you were feeling dull, but maybe the image was dull, not, but I don't feel the emotions as dull, what I feel like the image is dull. So it goes in high contrast, and I think this again, represents like more than dull. It represents like how dark we might be feeling inside, like, and even in that darkness, we are still looking for like some kind of hope through this. I mean, so this is representing a hope to me, and this is okay. You said dull, but I said maybe we feel dark or some kind of emotion compared to that. And this picture again comes into high contrast. So I mean, again, it's very important how you take pictures. Later, it will be easy for editing. Right now, I can try my best, but that's the best I can do. But still, now it's a little bit like what you call maybe dull, but this part is still very bright. So still I cannot get that dullness. If you want that dullness, you should try low contrast where there is no direct sunlight, like for example, if I just take away this light, now it's a little bit, I think, goes well with what you were trying to express. You see?
Yes, yeah.
But because of this white direct sunlight, it's a little difficult to understand. So yeah, it's there, but I think you can try low contrast. That will go nice with your mood.
Okay, sure.
And I'll go with this. Okay, tell me about this picture, please.
This is the first picture that I upload in the drive. This picture was shot like in the evening. The sun was setting. Yeah.
Okay. And what? Tell me about emotions.
By looking at this picture, I feel calm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So in this picture, what's happening is we have direction of light from here. It's very much visible, and we have some clouds and some buildings are visible. So this is still, it still comes under direction of light, and it also comes under high contrast. So yes, it gives us sunset and sunrise always gives us that feeling of calmness and hope. It's very peaceful. So I think what you're expressing right now, this goes very well with that, and we can still make it a little bit more dramatic. So yeah, this goes really nice with what you have been telling us. See, that's really nice picture. Good job. I'll move on to next one. You guys have said, like some of you guys have taken so many good pictures that I wanted to review each and every one, but because of the time, it's not that possible. Okay, so this next picture is of Tenzin Khando. Okay, Tenzin Khando, like please, like explain what you are feeling about this image.
Looking at this image, I feel very calm, and I didn't try to click this picture of this temple. The main thing I try to capture is the shape of cloud. It's in a love shape, so it look very interesting, and so I tried to capture this love shape.
Okay, I think you have succeeded in doing that, because the picture again it's bright light, So bright light, as I mentioned, it represents joyfulness and happiness. And the light is very bright, and you can see something positive in the clouds. So that's really nice. And I don't think we need to edit too much of this image. Like, I mean, if I do it like this, then I mean, we can still see the heart shape there and the stupa is there, but it's not giving us that kind of happiness kind of feeling now, it's a little dramatic. So, but now if we increase the light and a little bit of contrast, it goes very well with what you have been representing. So it's really nice picture and it goes really well and it goes under bright light. So another picture of yours, which I would like to see is like, this is really nice. Please tell me emotion or mood.
In this picture, I try to. This is definitely for the project which Jo Tsering gave us last week. So this is my sister's hand. So I tried to play with her hand and definitely I tried to take a picture. So there is nothing special, but I tried to click this picture for the project.
Okay, but
for the assignment.
But I would like to know the feelings you are feeling in this. Like,
I feel happy to have a little sister. Like I like to spend my time with her, and nowadays it is a little bit, tough because the time is not. So I have lots of things to do, but still I have to give time for my sister. So I feel happy being with her. That's it.
Okay. So what I see here is like, first of all, it gives me a sense of memory, because black and white picture, I cannot tell which time period it comes from. So it has that memory aspect to it. And it's a very low contrast picture, very muted, very subtle. So maybe it represents your personality, like maybe you are that kind of person who's very muted and it also, there's your hand and there's your little sister's hand. So the kind of emotion I'm getting is like hope, like you from your generation to younger generation, like you're holding hand and you can feel like, oh, I'm here to take care of you, don't worry, and you're holding that hand very gently. So it gives me those kind of emotions. So far what you have like learned was like technicalities and how to take a picture, this and that, but now I think when we talk about emotions, then you will try to understand more, like, okay, what, like, there's baby's hand, there's your hand, like, and it looks so subtle, everything is black and white, and there's not too much of contrast, too much of light, and it's a really peaceful image, you can keep looking at it for very long. So that's the kind of emotions I'm feeling from it. So I hope you will also like slowly try to find out what kind of emotions you are feeling from it. Really good job. Okay. Another one is Tenzin Samke. There's so many images. So let me just select. Okay, please tell me what kind of feeling are you getting from this image?
She's not here.
Oh, okay.
She got some need issues, so she was asking for a leave.
Oh, okay. Then Tenzin sharing Sherpa. Okay, some nice pictures here. Tell me about this picture, please. The feelings I'm feeling here.
He's also not there, not here.
Okay. Is sharing somewhere here?
No,
Yes. No? Is sharing somewhere here?
No.
he's not here.
Chemang Namgyal?
He is here.
Oh, okay. Okay. This is a really nice picture, man. Tell me what kind of feeling are you getting from this?
Actually, I felt so pity looking at this creature because its feather was all, uh, how to say, wounded, and something like that. It was there for almost maybe 2 days, something like that. I saw this in the morning, around 6 o'clock, and I thought it will leave after some times, but when I returned in the evening, it was still there. So I felt, talking about this picture, it was a emotional or something pity feeling for me.
Okay. Or yeah, did that emotion just came into your mind, or did it came when you were taking this picture?
No, actually, to be honest, whenever I take pictures, I don't I was not always ready with my feelings or emotions, because I take pictures every time when I see something, nice objects or nice scenes or something like that. So whenever I see that kind of scene, I just take picture, and after then I review the picture and
And then
just trying to create my feelings. Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, that's one way. There are two ways. Like, if first you try to choose. This is for everyone. Like, there are two ways. Like, first you choose a subject, like what kind of emotions you want to express. Like, it can be a personal emotion, it can be for the society, for the community, and then slowly you look for subjects which represent that, and you take pictures. Another is how Shivam Namgyal has done. Like, you take pictures, then you connect with it, and then you create a story out of it. That's one. So what you have been feeling here, okay, the picture is in low contrast. There is not like very much brightness or like too much contrast. So let's try to give it more feeling of what he has been telling us, like that pity feeling. Okay. So what I'm doing here is increasing a little bit of brightness, and I've decreased the contrast. What happens is, like, when I increase contrast, it looks more lively, you see. But now there's no contrast like that. And one thing I can do is, like, I will just crop it a little bit. And it has that feeling. Again, what we can do to like express your emotions more is, like, I'll use a black and white filter on it, but not totally black and white. A little bit of color visible. So you see, now I feel it connects like that with what you have been expressing, like pittiness and the sad.
So when the picture increases the contrast, even though the picture shows more charming or something like that.
I mean, it's not always true that it will be charming, but it always depends, like, how you're feeling. Like, sometimes you're angry, you're sad, but you want to express your sadness in a very powerful way, not like very calm way. Like, when we are sad, sometimes we are very quiet. We don't want to talk to anyone, But sometimes when we are sad, we get angry at other people and tell them, please don't disturb me, leave me alone. So if you want to express those two different emotions, so there are different ways, like, if you want to tell people, please don't disturb me, leave me alone, I don't want to eat anything, like sometimes we're like that. So in that, we can go with like high contrast. It's very loud, you see, like high contrast. But this, you felt pity, you're not feeling like, oh, like that anger or like sadness plus anger. It's just sadness, kindness, maybe compassion, you know, like. So I feel like it goes well with this, but I'll show you what happens like if you increase the contrast. So this is how I increase the contrast. But now what happens, it takes away your attention from like what's happening, because the color are so vibrant. No, you're like, wow, what is this? It's so nice picture, you know. But if I decrease the contrast, I mean, it's automatically gives you like your subtle feeling, you know, like it's not like, oh wow, Kasturamlo color, what is this? But you actually pay attention to, oh, what happened to the feather, you know, what is this, like what insect? And then you slowly people can understand your feelings that. And if I just decrease the color a little bit, or maybe just like turn it into fully, maybe that now this turns into a memory again, you know, like there was an insect you saw and then it died because of the feather injury or something that. So you can express moods in a different way. So to contrast does not mean if you increase it will become a good picture or bad picture, you know? So it depends on the mood. Okay. And let's see another of your pictures. Okay, I really like this picture. Tell me about this picture. What are you feeling about this?
Actually, my main focus was on that man is standing on the roof of the house. How to say? To clarify my theme is based on embracing moment.
Embracing moment.
But what I want to say is that I tried to take the pictures which can be related to the embracing movement, but I don't feel that the picture is really related with my theme.
Okay.
So yeah, this picture also, I don't think it tells about my embracing movement.
Okay, so you think it does not say like you're embracing moment, but I feel it does say embracing moment because you saw a man standing there, you know, and somehow he got your attention for whatever reason. I don't know why. So that moment your focus was on him, you know, and because of that focus, you was in that moment. You were in that moment, and that somehow I feel like it's embracing moment. Like you were embracing that man standing there. Maybe you felt something there, but you cannot understand what kind of feeling it is. Sometimes it's like also that we like something, but we don't know why we like it. So maybe that's what's happening here. So if I just, I mean, if I just crop this image a little bit like this, you know, and then I mean, there are two ways. First is like, if I totally crop this like this, okay, now you see I took out this, what is this, pillar or something, but now it does not create that depth, you know, it's very flat picture. But if I crop it just this much, now it shows that depth. The guy is there, and the light I see here is very low contrast, and low contrast is like again muted, very peaceful or something. And the emotion I'm having here is like very much peacefulness. It looks like this guy is also embracing the moment, you know, he's looking at something. He's like looking at that wall or something, and when you look at his hand gesture, it's like that, yeah? Like very, like he's not in a hurry to go here and there. Like he looks very calm. So he is also like embracing the moment, whatever it is. So I think this picture actually goes with your theme very well. that when you express embracing the moment, you are embracing the moment and he is also embracing the moment. See, so it's really nice, and it's a low contrast image, but let's see what can happen with this image. I mean, I'll decrease the contrast again here and a little bit of brightness also, so that now there are clouds visible at the background. See, first it's totally white, but now there are some clouds visible. So it has created that depth, and I think first it was like that, it's like Photoshop or something. There's something flat about this image, but now it has created that depth, and it goes really nice with the embracing the moment topic. Or maybe we can just like crop it a little bit like this. Why I'm keeping this pillar? I think I'm assuming this is pillar, so that it shows that you were here and he was there, to create depth and to create that moment. So this is a really nice picture. We don't have to do much. So this thing goes really well. Good job with this. Okay, I think now we have covered most of the pillar. Yeah.
Thank you.
And before I just end, like, I'll just show you some pictures. Like, look how this is direction of light and what the kind of mood it creates. There's contrast, there's something. These are images, like this is all directional light, but
Sir, we can see a screen.
sorry,
The Photoshop is still open. We can see.
Oh, you cannot see. Sorry. Just give me a second here. Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay, so here are a few images samples, like how they are using the light and light and that subtle high contrast, low contrast things we have talked about today. Again, this is a very strong light, and the portrait is the emotions. You can just feel something, but look at these images. Again, happiness. You see a very vibrant picture. Again, this is very moody, very calm. Again, like happiness because of bright light. So now, today what we discovered is how different kind of lights represents different kind of mood. So far you have like learned technicalities, but now use those technicalities to like go against with the light. And I'll share the article I've like come up with about the light, so you can study from it. And is there any questions you guys want to ask? I think I can take like for a few minutes, we can take in few questions, and I'll give you guys an assignment for tomorrow. Like now understanding this light, I want you guys to take 5 pictures, and those 5 pictures should represent your emotion and the story you're trying to tell, or the mood you're trying to express. Those 5 pictures can be like representing one story or one mood, or 5 different pictures can represent 5 different modes or 5 different stories. It's up to you guys, and it has to match with the light. So we have talked about today. And because now this program is going towards exhibition also, now I think you have learned technicalities also. Now today we talked about light, emotion, and mood. I think now you should think about what you want to express about yourself, or about, as I said, society, or about anything. Topic is up to you. Like this is like normally how we express ourselves is like we talk to people, we tell them our emotions, but sometimes it's not possible to talk to everyone. So now it's time for you to express it through photographs, So 5 pictures for tomorrow. Like I will check it, like I will review it tomorrow, and tomorrow we will do post processing. Post processing is the images you will take, we will edit it, okay, and we will learn more about more filters. Like today I just played with brightness and contrast, but tomorrow we will talk in depth about it. So you will learn how you will take pictures and then you will later edit them, to create story and more. So topic is up to you. There's no topic from me. 5 images, all 5 can represent one story, or each image can represent different story. So yeah, if any questions, we have like few minutes. And
Sahil, like, is there any specific contrast or like the light theme for the assignment, or can we explore any kind of the theme, light theme?
I mean, light theme, so far today I have like talked about 5 different lights, and as I said, I will share it after the program is over, like the article I have come up. You can read it like briefly and try to understand what kind of video connect. So there's no like a specific program right now about the light. This is like a very basic level I have covered, but maybe in future we can like get into more depth, like if someone is interested into lightning and all, because right now, because lightning is it's a very deep subject to talk about, right now. So we're just covering what light creates what mode, but later how different kind of light, studio light, natural light and blurred light. So these kind of things are, it's another day's topic, I feel.